It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Showtime! Bam! Geno Jones, Showtime. I'm here live, as I am Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. We are weeks away from a brand new start time, which will be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. But now, we're here live about 7:30, 7:31 here on the East Coast in the Carolinas, Chi-Town stand up. Speaking of Eastern time, Michigan, for the most part, most of Michigan is on the Eastern time zone. We had big primary election day, primary election day across America. Everybody kind of had their eyes on the state of Michigan, the Democratic primary for the candidate for the U.S. Senate seat here in South Carolina. We have Dr. Andy Andrews, who is going to be who is the Democratic nominee to be one of the U.S. senators from South Carolina, and she would be the first Democrat in a while. So we're looking forward to having Dr. Andrews on the show. I've had the honor of meeting her on a couple occasions. Definitely one about 6-7 months ago, something like maybe that long ago. But anyway, everybody's talking about Michigan. Yes, Michigan. So Dr. Abdul El Sayed, he is the Democratic nominee to be the one of the U.S. senators from Michigan. You have a guy named Gary Peters, who is a retiring U.S. senator. So he is Dr. El Sayed is the big winner. It was closer than a lot of folks predicted. Haley Stevens, she was this other candidate, a Democrat that was running. There was a lot of back and forth. Now, Haley Stevens apparently has said that, listen, she is supporting Dr. Abdul El Sayed, and that everybody else is leaning into humanity and not hate needs to do the same thing. Now, I want to off the top of the show, I want to speak to my non-melanated, my European ancestry, or as many identify as white Americans, which is, whiteness. It was like I said yesterday, whiteness was a made up. It was a power structure constructed or built. Construction is built. That's why I call it a social construct. I mean, it was literally built socially for a small handful of very wealthy people, kind of like the billionaires of today. European white men. Not a small handful, not a bunch of them, not even most of them. Very few of them. Probably, maybe 10%. They created this social construction, this system of race and whiteness, basically to kind of distract the poor Europeans, the wealthy Europeans who owned land and had all the political power, economic power, social power, that wasn't into monarchies like in England. You had the monarchy but then you always had a small handful of wealthy European men that had money from different industries. All right, so anyway, I want to speak to the poor and working class white people in America. And this is what I want to ask. I'm speaking to you. When will poor and white working class white people, non-melanated people, so when will you working class white people in America and globally realize that wealthy white billionaire men do not care about you? Not at all. Not in the least. They don't give a shit about you. They never did. They called your ancestors, your great-grandparents, peasants, and looked down upon them. As a matter of fact, you had all kind of wars. That's a whole nother story. But this made up system, construction of whiteness was created to distract you so you wouldn't focus on how you were being, it was created to exploit your hate, your fear, the sexism, the misogyny, the patriarchy, the ignorance, the bigotry, to make that small handful of Europeans, now we call them billionaires, to make them more money and to make you poor. And to let you know that whiteness that many cling on to, this identity that, oh, if, you know, at least I'm not a N-word, that somehow that whiteness will give you, alone will give you the same privileges that these white billionaire men have. It never will. Now, it'll give you privileges over black Americans, but it will never give you the privilege that the billionaire or the elite, the Epstein class has. Never. That your whiteness will never get you into these private billionaire clubs. That's why they created private clubs for millionaires back in the day or billionaires today or the wealthy elite, because they didn't want to be bothered with poor Europeans or poor white folks. They created whiteness to distract you and make you think that somehow you were better than people with color. And this is not new. So that's why I ask the question, when will poor and working class white people, not just in America, because remember, whiteness it was made up literally out of whole cloth. Whiteness is not rooted in biology or science. You will never take a DNA test that will say, I am 92% white. It will not happen. Your DNA test will tell you what part of the world your ancestors came from. But it won't come back as white. Actually, it won't come back as white or black. It'll come back as countries, continents, parts of Africa, because a lot of the countries a lot of the African countries that had names now, the names they have now were not their original names. That's a whole nother conversation. That really applies not just to the continent of Africa, the whole planet. But I digress. But a DNA test will tell you what part of the world your ancestors came from. But now, if you really want to get deep and make somebody's head explode, if you talk to any reliable, reputable anthropologist, they will explain to you the original human was a woman from the part of the world on the continent that is referred to as Africa. That is the origin, that is the source code, that is the origin, and people migrated. And, there was, not, I don't want to say mutations, but in terms of the way the body adapts. So when people move to colder climates with less sun, their body produced less melanin. Melanin that's what we have inside of us. That's the you want to call it a chemical. That is the active ingredient that causes humans to turn brown. But when those humans, the ones that kind of went north, way north, away from the continent of Africa, away from a land where you get sunshine the majority of the time and warmer weather, to colder climates with less sunlight, their bodies needed less melanin. So over time, part of human evolution, we adapt. So I'm saying all that to say that whiteness, but it is so powerful, and this ideology of white supremacy, I call it white nationalism. Oh, well, we're better, we're supreme because we're white. No, that shit was made up. And you're not better. Not at all. Not at all. Because the people who have money, no, they created that to distract you because they looked down upon you because you were not part of their elite class when it came to money and power and status or royalty. So, poor and working class white Americans and white folks globally, when are you going to realize that these wealthy white billionaires, because they have shown you that they don't give a shit about you and that your whiteness will not get you into their private clubs? Try to go ahead and join that little bootleg ass, racist ass Mar-a-Lago. Go ahead. To all those that think that, oh, Orange Hill, he loves us because we're white, and see how far that whiteness gets you before you get locked up. You won't even get close to Mar-a-Lago. If you don't have money, they will lock your ass up almost as fast as they would a black person. They probably shoot a black person first. Now, they may not shoot you right away if you keep coming close, but you will never get, your whiteness alone will never, ever, never get you into a Mar-a-Lago or private club. Because they don't want to be those billionaires. They don't see you as equal. Your whiteness, a poor white man, a working class white man, your whiteness alone doesn't make you an equal in their eyes. And something else, that whiteness that you feel is the holy grail that you cling on to and that you try to use and weaponize against black people and people of color and women, guess what? That whiteness won't get you affordable health care. It won't get you affordable housing. It won't get you gas that's not $5 a gallon. It won't make your grocery bill go down. As a matter of fact, your grocery bill has gone up, and that whiteness don't do you no good at the checkout counter. When you check out, you may have some coupons you clipped online on your phone, but it ain't no whiteness coupon that you clip on your phone. And oh, I'm white. Let me get the white person discount. Good. Nope, don't exist. Don't exist. Don't exist. No kind of perks. I don't care what kind of little club you had, gas club, where you go and, you buy so many dollars, so much money you spend, a certain amount. Oh, you spend $500 in groceries and you'll get a card here that'll get you a discount on gas. There's no whiteness discount card when it comes to getting gas or groceries or your energy bill. There ain't no whiteness card that's gonna reduce your light bill, or a whiteness card or an app that's gonna reduce your child care bill. None of that. Not at all. Not at all. But it's gonna be so many distractions, and they use whiteness. Like I said, these billionaires will continue to use everything to distract you. All the hate, the fear, the sexism, misogyny, patriarchy, ignorance, fear, you name it. Trans women using the bathroom with other women, trans women in sports that literally doesn't exist. It was over almost 600,000, over 500,000 college student athletes. And out of the over 500,000 college athletes, 10 were trans athletes, which meant trans men and women. But listen, this cult will continue to try to scare you and to make you, you got to worry about, they're going to take over. There has never been a trans woman in the history of the WNBA. There's never been a trans woman to win a gold medal in any Olympic. Yeah, I know there was a swimmer, Leah Thomas. She won some, but she didn't win a gold medal. So the point I'm trying to make is that they will distract you with things that's not going to affect your life, because this mythical trans woman is going to change from being a man and get into the WNBA or women's tennis There was, in the history of women's tennis, there was one trans woman, Renee Richards, and she got her ass beat by women. So all this is a distraction. The racism, like I said, the fear, and all of it, the bigotry, the fear, the hate, along with the sexism and misogyny and patriarchy and the ignorance, the bigotry. It is the billionaires use that to make money. Bigotry, hatred, and fear in all of its forms has always been big business. So the things that they want you to fear, black folks, brown folks from the southern border, they never worry about the northern border, because they don't worry about white, even though they don't like Canadians now. But it's always the southern border, because they don't want those people of color, those brown people. But they never worry about the Europeans that come across the border via plane, airplanes, and overstay their visas. That's not a concern. So these billionaires will continue to run this okie doke and a banana in the tailpipe and to trick your ass, to get you distracted and to get you pissed off at people that's not going to affect your housing. That's not going to affect your rent going down, your mortgage going down, your interest rate if you're trying to buy a house. Is not going to get you affordable health care or housing or gas or groceries or reduce your light bill. But you know what? That plant they built, yes, that data center to run AI that they built is sucking up all the water and polluting the air, that's running up your energy bill. That's what you need to be concerned about. But your whiteness is not gonna reduce, like I said, child care, light bill, grocery prices, or gas. It's like I'm laughing. I shouldn't laugh, but I'm laughing because can't you see the con? All of this has been, like I said, if it's, DEI and all that basically, so when Orange Hitler, one of the very first things he did was to sign an executive order that banned DEI. It's illegal, which I don't know why more people haven't signed that, because he can sign an executive order, but for it to have, it's not an executive order. And executive orders should be challenged in court. That's a whole nother story. I'm not a lawyer, but that's not a law. It's an executive order. It's not a bill that went through Congress, that was passed through the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. So, but listen, this cult will continue to use, like I said, all the bigotry, all the fear, all the racism, all the misogyny and the sexism and the ignorance, all of it. And they will do that and use that to get more money for themselves, to keep more money for themselves, and to take more money out of your pocket. They'll tell you, you got to worry about communism. They don't know what communism is. So here we go. All right, Professor Geno, Professor Jones, quick lesson. What is communism? So it's like a society, country where all the property is publicly owned by the government. The government owns all the land, the oil, owns all the factories. There's no privately owned property. There's no privately owned businesses. Or the Democrats want communism. No, there's no Democrat. As a matter of fact, if you want to really be honest, see, when this cult uses the word and they accuse, the Democrats they're going to bring in communism. That is the tale. That's the tale. The accusation, what they accuse Democrats of, is an admission of what they are already doing or trying to do or planning to do. Because if you want to talk about it, so let me break it down. All right, so communism is a society where all the property is publicly owned. So let's talk about the media. Oh, CBS, Paramount CBS. So they got CBS, Paramount that owns like MTV, VH1, Black Entertainment Television, CBS Network, owned by Larry Ellison, really David Ellison. Daddy put him up, Larry Ellison, the Ellison family, David Ellison. Same folks that are in the process of trying to buy all of Time Warner. So Warner Brothers, all the movies. Now think about it. Paramount, CBS. Paramount makes a lot of movies under the umbrella of Paramount. All the movies that they greenlight through other companies is still, Paramount Pictures. Think about it. Anytime you see Paramount Pictures, CBS has been ruined, taken over by a MAGA cult, and that same cult, that same group, is in the process of buying everything Warner Brothers. Think about Warner Brothers movies and all the other films that are distributed by Warner Brothers movies and CNN and HBO and Cinemax, and all of that are really MAGA cult members. The only difference is they don't hold an official position in the government, but they have bended the knee and bent the butt cheeks over and open for Orange Hitler. So if you want to talk about communism, where a society or the government owns, like, because that's publicly owned, not the people, the government owns the land, the oil, the factories, the businesses. No privately owned property. It's harder now to buy. Listen, if you're not a corporate farmer, corporate farmers are the only farmers that's doing well. Family-owned farms are going out of business. They're going bankrupt at a record rate. I think the largest landowner in America is Bill Gates, who is MAGA adjacent. Apparently he was, doing a little too much partying down at on Epstein Island. So if anybody is already on the path to communism, it's Orange Hitler. Wanted to make sure that his billionaire buddies that subscribe to his ideology own all the media. Already talked about businesses that have to bend the knee. I think he was talking about, Orange Hitler was talking about buying a large percentage of Dell computers. That's communism right in your face. That's communism. Oh no, but no. When Orange Hitler and the MAGA cult, so understand this and remember this, because sometimes when people think about a relationship, you could be in a relationship, a guy or a woman, that's always accusing their mate. Oh, I know you cheating. Oh, I know you. You're not doing anything. They in your phone, they checking your phone and blah, blah, blah. They hire a private investigator, but they still, but I just know, I can feel it in my bones. And then when the truth comes out, they have been the ones that's been fucking around the whole, they're the ones that's doing the dirt. Thou protest too hard. I'm paraphrasing a saying. Thou protest too hard. People are going that hard, constantly accusing you with no evidence, and you don't have a track record. That accusation is an admission. So when Orange Hitler accuses the Democrats of something, he is admitting to something he's already done, doing, or planning to do. It is just that plain and simple. So, a shout out to Dr. Abdul El Sayed, the Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate seat in Michigan. Now, also, before I close, we're talking about how this social construct, this identity, it's not rooted in biology of whiteness. And actually, blackness came out of whiteness. I'm a person of African descent. My ancestors are from the continent of Africa. Black people didn't create blackness or whiteness or race. It was wealthy Europeans did it. And they did it to divide everybody that wasn't a wealthy European man. Period. But in the meantime, the war in Iran has cost us over $100 million since the end of February. So all of March, all April, May, June, July. So going into month 6, $100 million. The unemployment for black Americans is twice as high as it is for white Americans. The maternal mortality rate for black women is 3 times higher. That for every one white woman that dies a complication from childbirth, 3 black women die. For every white woman that has a complication with her pregnancy, maternal mortality. You hear that? 3 times higher for black women than it is white women. And then you hear this term about, well, whose electability is really, it's really a nice way of saying, I'm going to translate what electability means as I close the show. When you hear people say, because they said this with Dr. Abdul El Sayed. Remember, they said that about President Barack Obama, who turned 65 on Tuesday, yesterday. Well, is he electable? What does that mean? When you hear somebody say, oh, we don't think he's electable. Oh, so you think that the racism will keep enough white people from voting from him because he's black, or she's a black woman, or even a woman. Hillary Clinton, hello. Electability. Well, we don't know if you have enough electability. There's a question of your electability. When you hear that word, that's a translation for, oh, white folks not gonna vote for me, vote for somebody because they are either a black person or a woman. Because America has shown that they won't even vote for a white woman. Hillary Clinton, hello. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Leave your comments in the comment section below. So I'd love to hear your comments. If you got a comment about the monologue tonight, if you got a question, I want to hear what's on your mind. Go ahead. Shout out to my poor and working class white brothers and sisters. How's that whiteness working out for your gas or grocery bill? How's that whiteness working out for your affordable health care or affordable housing? How's that whiteness helping your interest rate trying to buy a new home? Now, it may help you out a little bit over a black person, but that interest rate is still going up. And when you go to the bank, that whiteness, it doesn't get you a discount. It just means that you won't be discriminated as much as a black person will. But it's still going to be high. If it's 6.25%, if that's the going rate for a mortgage for a home on Wall Street, guess what? That's what it's going to be. And you don't get a whiteness discount. You just won't get the black person, the Negro markup. But it's 6.25. When you go to the gas station and the pump is $5 for gas, oh, you don't get the whiteness discount. It's $5. Don't matter. When that energy bill, you don't get the whiteness discount. That light bill is $500 a month. Nope. Sorry. No whiteness discount. And these billionaires, they're not going to give you a whiteness discount. You know who's getting a discount? The white billionaires. They're getting a discount. And all of us, you and me, with the whiteness and the non-whiteness, are paying for it. And that's the con, that's the hustle, and that's the trick. But yeah, go on and lean into that racism and see how that's working out for your budget. How's that working out for your economy? Not so well, and more every day. More and more poor and working class white people are actually waking up. I see them on TV every day. Well, I ain't happy. He ain't do what he said he's going to do. He said that he was going to lower prices, and my grocery bill is higher, and gasoline is higher, and I can't afford health insurance now. I could afford health insurance with the Negro and Biden, but now my health insurance went from $300 a month to $1,000 a month, so I can't afford health care. So it ain't working out. And then they build these data centers and it's run up my, okay? All right, but leave your comments in the comments section below. Thank you, everybody that's been supporting Black-owned media. Platforms like mine, media companies like mine, is so important that we support Black-owned media and have independent voices and voices that are going to, as my grandmother said, tell the truth, and shame the devil. That's what we do right here. So listen, your financial support, greatly appreciated. Oh, comes in handy, it is needed. All businesses need financial support. And there's no support, no amount too small or too large. Now, I'd love to have you as a sponsor. You can be a sponsor on the show, or if you want to contribute, if you just want to make a contribution and support the show financially, you can do that using my email address. Also, that same email address, if you want to be a sponsor, shoot me an email. Say, I'd love to be a sponsor on the show, Geno, and I will send you the information you need to do everything you need to do so you can become a sponsor. And use my email address, bam, GenoJonesShow@gmail. That's how you spell Geno, GenoJonesShow@gmail, no the. All one word together, GenoJonesShow@gmail. All right, shoot me an email if you want to be a sponsor. Use that same email address on Zelle. You can financially support the show there. You can use Cash App, and just go to use $. So type in, like, what's your address on Cash App? What's your Cash App? $ Dad G Jones. It's all one word together. $ capital D, lowercase a d, capital G, capital J, lowercase ONES. Once again, no amount is too small or too large. Shout out to Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and the stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check her and her Lexi Jones collection out on Instagram. That's LX. And we rebuke Satan. Satan, you ain't gonna shut me up. LX.NCL_. LX.NCL_. All right. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out on Instagram or IG. Kel be cutting up. KELBECUTTINUP. Please leave your comments in the comments section below right now. Please click the thumbs up button, like, share, click the share button, copy and paste the link. You can copy and paste the link on your forehead, on your butt cheeks, on your belly button, on your neck, on your eyelids, and your navel, wherever you want to do it. Copy, paste the link, share. So like, share, and tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. That's what happens. Man, my brain moves so fast. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. We'll see you live Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to please leave your comments in the comments section below. It's so important because YouTube, they track all of that. They look at it, how many people, not just how many people watch, how long you watch, how many times you click on one of the episodes, or even if you don't watch the whole thing, you click on for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes and then come back and watch the rest. They track all that. So that helps my media company and my media company's bottom line. So I thank you in advance. So please click on that thumbs up, like, share, click the share button, copy and paste the link, click on subscribe. 1.5K subscribers. My goal is to get 500,000 by the end of the year. Like, share, subscribe, and I can't say it enough. So click on the thumbs up button right now and leave your comments in the comment section below right there, right now. And we'll see you Thursday 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. I love you, and I'll holler.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.